Next up, we have Chris Junker. He's going to tell us about dance therapeutics and his dance therapeutics Aura dance class. Thank you.
Thank you, Patty. I apologize following that performance, and I need to start with a disclaimer. Even though we are a performance showcase and I'm presenting my company, Dance Therapeutics, for those of you thinking that I will get up here and dance at some point, I will not be dancing. So just so we get that out of the way right off the bat. I do want to use this opportunity to introduce Dance Therapeutics, this program, the uniqueness of it, what it's all about, why it's completely unlike any other dance program that's out there today, and hopefully convince you that this is a great opportunity for your libraries and your local communities. So let's start with me, okay? And this is me. My name is Christopher Junker. I am a physical therapist. I've been practicing for over 20 years. I recently sold my practice to allow me full-time to devote my time fully to Dance Therapeutics, which I am the founder of Dance Therapeutics. Before I tell you about Dance Therapeutics, let me describe what the problem is. Why create a program like this? And it's important, I think, that we understand what's going on today. So if you take a look at this diagram, I have here in the circle your traditional medical community. And if you will, think of that community having your physicians, physical therapists, nurses, nurse practitioners, individuals involved in medical research. This traditional medical community also consists of your hospitals, clinics, research universities, anything and everything that we have today to create an opportunity for us to live healthier, longer lives. Okay? And by far the best system in the world. Okay? Down at the bottom, you have your traditional fitness world. Our gyms, personal trainers, individuals independently exercising, dance classes, Zumba, jazzercise, yoga classes. And what I've done is I've created this gap in between the two of these. And there's a pretty large gap, and there should be a pretty large gap between these two worlds. The problem comes in when you think of things like what I call a demographic strain. We have more and more individuals going into this traditional medical community. As our population ages, as individuals are living longer, more and more individuals are going into this traditional medical community. And they're being serviced, and they're being serviced extremely well. The problem is these individuals are going into this traditional medical community, and what's happening is they're falling out of this community quicker and quicker. And by that I mean they're not losing their insurances. What's happening is they're receiving their services, their treatments, and then they're being sent out on their own. So for example, from my vantage point as a physical therapist, you receive a prescription from your physician who's asking that you go for 2 to 3 times a week for physical therapy. You arrive at my office. That's great. The problem is your insurance only authorizes you, let's say, 6 or 8 visits. In addition to that, individuals are showing up with deductibles of $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. As well, co-payments are $30, $40, $50. So there's an economic strain on individuals. There's the lack of authorization. So you're getting and you're receiving treatment, and then what's happening is you're being sent out on your own. The only options that you have once you come out of that traditional medical community is found down here in the traditional fitness world. So what happens in the case of physical therapy, and physicians hear this, nurse practitioners hear this all the time, what do I do now? Where do I go? What are my options? The only options are down here in the traditional fitness world. So if you've been newly diagnosed with a condition, or you have multiple conditions, a lot of individuals just don't feel comfortable down here in this traditional fitness world. So what we need to do is we need to create something that falls in between this. Okay? And so what I'm suggesting is another option, one that combines the best of both worlds, a program that's safe and supportive, delivered by experienced and educated individuals, a program built on fun, dance, and great music. So what we need to do is we need to create a paradigm shift. We need to take what we can from the traditional medical community, okay, approaches, treatments. We need to see what we can can take advice and can we alter it in some way? Can we water it down and provide it here some way in the middle? Can we look at what works in the traditional fitness world? For example, dance and dance classes, Zumba and Jazzercise combined bring in about $600 million every year in annual revenues. So that works. So let's take that. Let's combine what we know from the traditional medical community and create something that falls in the middle for these individuals. You have individuals going to your physician, they're being diagnosed with one new condition, or maybe they have multiple conditions, or individuals who haven't exercised in a number of years, so they're not quite sure how their bodies are going to react. They're not comfortable dealing with the gym settings. They're not comfortable with personal trainers. Maybe these individuals don't quite understand their conditions. So we need to create something that falls in the middle. One example of this, Shaquille O'Neal is on TV. He's on a commercial where he has a patch that has an electrical stim device in it. So that's a traditional physical therapy modality that's been sort of watered down in some way, and individuals can purchase that over the counter. That's what we want to do with dance therapeutics. So dance therapeutics, simply put, is a dance fitness experience created for individuals with specific medical conditions, past or current medical histories that warrant special attention, or individuals simply looking for a safe, conservative, effective, and fun means of enhancing their physical and mental well-being. Okay, so that's what we want to create. In addition to these individuals, we have to consider that we're all being made into healthcare consumers. We're more and more responsible for paying our own dollars for our healthcare. So we have individuals looking for a big bang for their buck. Okay, they want something that's effective, but it's also affordable. We want to create a program that meets those needs. There are individuals who are proactive with regards to their health care. The best health care system is one that I never get into, and understand that life is a chronic condition, so if I can stay out of these situations, okay, let me join a program like this and maintain my healthy status. And probably most importantly, the medical community. You have the medical community telling individuals you need to exercise more. Okay, I've just diagnosed you with this condition, or you have multiple conditions, you need to get out and be more active. Unfortunately, what do you have to offer? What does the medical community have to offer? They're not comfortable with many of these programs that are out there. So we want to create something where the medical community says, you know what, at the Harvard Field Library, there's a dance therapeutics class. I think you should go check it out and join it. That's what we want to do with dance therapeutics. Specifically, we have our Aura Dance class, which is founded in helping individuals with chronic pain-related conditions. This program is an entry-level program that emphasizes and employs the following key components: fun, special instructors, support, education and coaching, and unique content. Even though we're founded in the chronic pain-related conditions, okay, it's also open to individuals who understand that if it's meant for individuals with these conditions, it's probably going to be welcoming to them if they haven't exercised in a long period of time. And the chronic pain conditions, I mean, that's a huge grouping of individuals. That's your arthritis conditions, fibromyalgia conditions, and such. So now let's take a look at each one of these components specifically. So fun, and this isn't unique to dance therapeutics, but we understand, again, $600 million with regards to Zumba and Jazzercise. That wheel works, it's been invented, so let's start with that. And really, this is going to mean that people are committed. Commitment means success. So number one, let's base this whole thing on fun. Our instructors, we begin by recruiting experienced dance fitness instructors who are required to complete our certification process. First, they take a written examination with a curriculum that's based on many of today's common medical conditions. Okay, so arthritis, spinal stenosis, fibromyalgia, and such. They have to complete 10+ hours of practical class time. These individuals already know how to dance and handle dance fitness classes. We want these 10 hours so that they understand our concepts, how to present our classes. They have to hold their own liability insurance coverage and have at least 5 years of dance instruction experience. I'm going to say that our core right now is probably the average number of years is probably around 25. Supportive. Each class becomes a special support network. and many classes probably have a support component, but because we're dealing with individuals who either have these medical conditions or are considering these medical conditions, it becomes a bigger component of our program. We will get individuals, we'll get medical professionals that, for example, will send fibromyalgia, individuals with fibromyalgia. And because our instructors know that, they know they can sort of foster these support networks within these classes. It's more than just 1 hour, and this is born right out of physical therapy. Our instructors are always promoting the next class. So we're big believers in educating and coaching individuals. We'll offer home exercises, daily living strategies. We'll give these out, or we'll go through these at the end of each class and have individuals go through these. In addition, we'll give out any relevant information. Unique content rules, and this is probably the most important concept. If you look at these topics, postural awareness, postural drills, neurological movements, neuromuscular re-education, balance and balance recovery, synchronized movements will include content from Feldenkrais and Alexander techniques. So this is what makes our program so unique. This is what makes it so effective. Now, I don't want to give the impression that this class is sort of rigid. It's a dance class. We basically start out with Latin-based movements, and we can choreograph these movements right into the class. In addition to content that's in there, we also make sure that we take out movements or contraindicated movements. So it's effective, but it's also safe. Mary Poppins said a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down, and that's really what it's all about. Now, on top of this, just so you have some numbers, Susan Hope at the Harbor Fields Library has actually offered herself up as a reference. We've been in Harbor Fields for 2 years now, 2 years straight. She has 30 spots each session. They consistently fill up, and she actually holds a wait list pretty much each and every time. They charge $2.50 per class, $25 for 10 classes. An important point to make with Harbor Fields is that we had so many individuals ask for a second class that we actually created a freestanding class and charged $15, and we got about 20% of the individuals to actually take a second class at that price, which I think speaks volumes with regards to how much they enjoy the class. One more thing, and this is information for you as program coordinators, just to go down, and this information is in a packet that I have in the back, and I'll have outside here. This is the specifics regarding this class and what you need to know. We're charging $80 per class, okay, and we'll look into discounts if individuals want to have more than one class a week. Scheduling options include 2 to 3 trial classes followed by 8 to 10 classes. Probably suggest to do at least 3 classes. This Aura dance class is appropriate for adults of all ages. You need no special equipment. Instructors bring their own music. The class is a 1-hour class that can be scheduled as a day or evening class. As far as liability coverage, each library location is listed on the assigned instructor's certificate of liability. In addition, each participant is required to sign a participation waiver provided by us, Dance Therapeutics. Class size shouldn't exceed 30 participants, and it will be limited by the size of the room, if that differs. And all payments are made directly to Dance Therapeutics. We're more than happy to provide our tax ID number and a W-9 if you require one. This packet's back there. I have all my contact information on there. I hope you'll stop by and speak to me. Give me a call and consider Dance Therapeutics for your location. Okay? Thank you. I appreciate it.